1,000 Ghana cedis so team ya na yesika chena ye cheno enye kwa enye se yesora na ye ubia se opese unsu diska process na e simple kakra abofa wo phone bi ekita o network bi ekita o na wako *281#. In *281# no kwan we twa yin free of option no na fi o say okay opese o twa number of tickets no ba ku ya to 5 Ghana cedis na utwa the more our tickets the doors na che say wo number no so doors so draw ni mu and unya sa akwanya na o stand a very high chance say ubetimi adi ene 2,000 Ghana cedis na match na enye no nko me wia me senior colleague Ayala Bechebi of course omo maka ni enya me compa ye betwi na obia enya ni sika na bibia aye kama ti me show Chebi na diska na bibia enya kama which may struggle kakra with some code in team show ana on we tea for their cherry. And when I say a margin of error, but I think say in the Champions League, it's a saka clearly and a more of defining moment for teams now, Carol. Which I can say the story of the Champions League, Debiano Etele. Underdog story. Obiana on Jin disobeyed baby no. And I think that nobody encompasses that more than the PSG this season. Who can say that PSG started Champions League?
The Grand Can't qualify.
Qualification was difficult. Luis Enrique under a lot of pressure. No cry can't say on yard on Paris Saint-Germain Jumano, and maybe that Luis Campos wanted to go. This weekend, Paris Saint-Germain J French League 1 with games to spare. Still, we are beaten. To the extent that Luis Campos echo Parc de Prince on the there was a big banner. And oh, we catch Luis Campos say, you are one of us, and your future is here. They don't want him to go because which. The job Luis Campos has done in terms of say Paris Saint-Germain for this okay, we have tried seamlessly. Me a see the Champions League nibi because which they be auka wasem sikaninko and a premier ninko. Ubetimi are a successful would of field of work, but Abia when the main guy, and to be able to become the main guy, no, there are certain things that you need to get. Now Paris Saint-Germain for na force ya Sadio no omunya. Now they believe say so we team economy koji Champions League na. That is where they will be able to come into the real leaders of Europe now. Say Obebo even clubs like Chelsea, Obebo Man City, Obebo the smaller teams no in terms of Champions League imagine. Only say so only Champions League now. The winners no, there is the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. AC Milan more hodom, Madrid more hodom, Liverpool more hodom, Barcelona more hodom. Then there is more magic 2, 3 more, Man City more crowd tier 3, Chelsea more magic 2. Paris Saint-Germain is not there. Although consistently, almost winning French League 1. And I think say now, if there is anybody that has a very, very good chance in winning the Champions League, Paris Saint-Germain can. And when I make a say, in the analysis of all of the games, you look at the facial congestion, Nipano or in the local competition, mana, Obetimi Ajini League, Otimi Jini League, matches Ben Aka, or your inter competition 2 and 2. All of those things are very important, and Paris Saint-Germain are one of them. Of course, the likes of Barcelona more and the likes, but in the your focus now is going to be on 2 big games: Arsenal and Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. Where should we start from? And here for any starting free. Quarter-final appearances were Champions League in the Bayern Munich almost every time they are there. And this season they've done it again. Real Madrid see a perennial quarter-final on him. Barcelona 20 times quarter-final on him. Manchester United 14, Chelsea 12 times, Juventus 12 times, other 12 times. Talking about the quarter-finals, which means that for the very first time in more than a decade, Arsenal and Mikel Arteta were able to get to the quarter-final of the Champions League last season. And for the very first time in sad decade, they've done it back to back, getting to the quarterfinal. And now, so that would see Mikel Arteta or see a big opportunity for them. Now they've gone to the next stage of the Champions League, which is the quarterfinal. Can Arsenal genuinely win the Champions League?
The answer is big no.
They can't. Which as we are too emphatic on that for me. Why?
No, even Arsenal fans in name.
No. But no, Arsenal fans are skeptical. Emphatic saying the answer is big no. That's not fans are skeptic. Madrid here come bonus here careful. But who they all say a big no, they can't win.
Because maybe a neutral.
No. But Nhyira can say so. That's all to know why.
Because of Arsenal, will be a minimum performance. They factor to deceive. When I pass Arsenal, I'm a bad party no one. You see Arsenal, and it's our game and the first leg end decided that.
No. I'm not talking about that. We have a long way to go to decide the game.
Sure.
Me person who yinti, I will say Arsenal big no they can't because then we don't have to continue.
So Arsenal winning the Champions League.
Yes.
Don't to me. That's how we go view him.
No.
You know Arsenal can't.
No, my reasons. Person who own reasons. Anyway, here for reasons.
My reasons are simple. Arsenal inconsistent in the dorsal.
I mean, inconsistent.
Yeah. Game I feel so. With the Arsenal, and I can't number bottom. And against Real Madrid. And Madrid didn't come on yet, Champions League Real Madrid. It is our Arsenal inconsistency, how? That we share Real Madrid at this stage. I think. I mean, you said the last one.
But, and now it's here, Bukayo Saka. Also, you know, on Jim to Musa Mbappe, Vinicius, we are levels ahead of him.
That's true.
Also, on one of the who say he is literally there with them.
Sure.
But on no, Jim to Musa is uncommon, and you opinionated in common. Rich Betty Benjamin opinion, Fifi Benjamin opinion, Olufo Benjamin opinion, so he will not be drawn into it. But on who is more about, and as a deciding player for Team Efreno, FC Arsenal, he is important for them. You see, I kind of agree with everybody. Our Becca said, Arsenal may not be enough to go and win the Champions League. To be honest with you, because the who Arsenal several times over games we say they flatter to deceive, inconsistencies like you mentioned. Rich, I think that say Obi ever to book about how to beat Real Madrid or Champions League. Two of the key things that you need, I think Arsenal will be.
First one.
Defensively, it's only difficult to break down by Madrid.
And the Magali is a move.
Calm down. You do personnel.
Okay.
But defensively, as a unit, it's only difficult to break down by Madrid. So we a team now go against Real Madrid, and then your focus is only about attack here. What kind of several times? You can focus on Vini, then Rodrigo goes to pop up. We make more focus on Rodrigo, not Bellingham popping up. We make more focus on Bellingham, not Mbappe and a good day. You can focus on all of these players. A certain Brahim Diaz will come off the bench and change the game for them. The last game against Real Sociedad, it was Tchouameni and Antonio Rudiger. And a changing game in Madrid. So there are a lot of difference makers on the field of play. And in the one way, every point in time, Madrid can inspire something from any individual across the field of play. With the experience, with the technical ability, with the fact that Madrid at the end of the it pushes you to do more. But I've said it several times. One, the team is supposed to be defensively very resolute. Two, and so many manager no nonsense that has the aura that can stand up to Madrid. Madrid is a big club. This match is not going to be tactical. Trust me, forget it. There's
any tactics.
No. The game will not come down to tactics. Tactics ain't really more way. If you like today, you more on it clearly. There is no way tactics wins a game like this. Much way at Emirates. About who wants it more. You are more physical, more aggressive, we're winning the draws, power, and the best standing a chance of winning this game. The tactical setup will be there, yes. But and yet the main deciding factor in this match of Arsenal versus Real Madrid.
But as a Kofi Asano, who crowd can you? Share. Saudi.
Arsenal difference makers now.
And you know, Saudi personnel,
yeah.
Madrid need players in charge now.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
But the issue is say Real Madrid in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Oh, game changes.
Yeah.
Like you said, player be better to appear from nowhere.
Yeah.
No decide the game no.
Yeah.
But you Arsenal, and you see, me also Arsenal for this send message ba. Yeah, we crowd your bow. I'm a Christian Richardo. Did you ever think Arsenal will go away and score PSV 7? We are talking about PSV.
Oh, PSV, they are not on the level of
So
Madrid.
Arsenal say PSV in the Champions League 7 now.
Yeah.
Any news?
Yeah.
But this is Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yes, like I said, about the personal wise, Real Madrid players they you know, I'm better.
Yeah.
How many quality in Arsenal?
Yeah.
But it's the Champions League. Arsenal team we some my catch this season. See now Anthony Fianca say so teams never bought Premier League now. They are very likely so bet to Premier League was Arsenal.
Yeah.
Is it them community? And Arsenal community Fifi. Personal wise, me not sure say Real Madrid chamo. But this is Champions League. Me the Champions League dey Kofi. So we against Real Madrid. At least your pon. See Empoya. Always Real Madrid a favorite. Always.
You see,
Always.
you see, more de be kasa same way. You say it's because Madrid are here over and over again. And then we always take it as with a pinch of salt, you know. We always allow you to say it because more proper evidence to back your claims. But I'm saying that today, game no ain't tactical because Real Madrid will not make the game tactical. There be, and me who say go for bizarre side into America. First off, if Arsenal say they want to play 4-3-3, good one. Now, Oma Brescia Madrid follow nominally 4-3-3. If Arsenal say they want to press and counter press aggressively, Madrid can open them up with one more, essentially from Federico Valverde, from Camavinga, from Jude Bellingham, and then find the transitional threat of Madrid in Mbappe, Rodrigo Goes, and your branch friend Vinny Jr., you are in trouble. Which again, Debia, you have a lot of credit to us. Now, team is only good at set pieces. One of the best teams in set pieces in the world, and I know Carlo Ancelotti crying, is Real Madrid. If you sit deep, compact, no matter the foreigner set pieces are, they can hit you with Eduardo Camavinga and the likes, and of course, Abrante friend Antonio Rudiger. So Madrid will make the game not so tactical. And that is why I agree with Mo. Says Arsenal can go through they need an almost a perfect balance of Pep Guardiola all penning back. Now almost suffocating Madrid. Now more Luswa, almost counter press, normal press, almost within the back. Two, away from that in attacking third, no. They need to be more physical than Madrid for Madrid for physical specimens. They don't so. Federico Valverde is a physical specimen. Chiomeni is a physical specimen. Camavinga won't finish them too easily. Rudiger can get a job done for you. Thibaut Courtois, difference maker in the post. You need to win all of these battles. Plus, Saka has to be the difference maker if Team Yefreno Arsenal wants something out of the game. In the end, and to be very honest, me who say Gagba Magarish and Prape, I'm saying, a game that was already difficult for Arsenal has become extra difficult. Because, Rich, the two centre backs are literally the best. So, Obinya sweeper, no Obinya aggressor, Gagba Magarish and William Saliba are literally the best that you can get in the business. And then, I don't know how Thomas Partey will win the midfield duels if he gets to start against Madrid boys, you know. But Madrid for Arsenal for him said you have a very, very good chance at this one. And now Madrid boys were in there. Their numbers are good. 3 goals, 16 for Mbappe, and then of course 3 for Abrentia Yefreno, Rodrigo Goes now Honum. It's a good one for them. The starting lineup as we expect. So who's a Mikel Merino our starting lineup the plan is because Arsenal want to match Real Madrid's physicality kakra to get an outlet. Saliba and Kyrio, we are hearing about the centre back pair with Miles, Lewis Kelly, and Abrante friend Hurrien Timber, then Martin Odegaard, Abrante friend Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, Mikel Merino, and Abrante friend Gabriel Martinelli. I'm moving room.
Say.
Arsenal for the fin room. But because of Mikel Arteta, I'm tempted to think it's the first league in Kwadi.
Maybe who's the second leg in Mumna. But decide the game.
Yeah, I make I say I'm thinking say Arsenal will not lose the game in the first leg.
Okay.
They won't lose the game in the first leg. Of course, Madrid issues need to Courtois back good one, Fran Garcia. I saw this morning from Marca and a lot of the outlets in Spain say Alaba and then Lucas Vazquez are starting. Now, Pena production I don't see them here. Garcia, Rudiger, Asensio, Federico Valverde. The lineup I saw Marca and Opano, Rudiger, Asensio, then of course Abentefen, Alaba, Vazquez, then Federico Valverde in the middle of the pack. Jude Bellingham, Luka Modric wasn't going to start, so I'll go with that one. I mean, who here Marca? It's a fifth one of Federico Valverde, Camavinga, and Abentefen, Jude Bellingham. Then the top three: Vinny Jr., Rodrigo Goes, and Abentefen, Kylian Mbappe. On the day, Missy can you be actually?
Okay.
Missy can you be
goals?
Goals, over 1.5, but my wild card prediction, Arsenal double chance. Madrid for make us a poor myself, yes, sir. But I know the wild card prediction, and some catch you a born Madrid for the
Arsenal anymore name.
When Bukayo Mono,
Debbie, make card or the bonnet to attend.
Some Bukayo.
Saka de fine obey Edman, you know.
Cabral Martinelli
will taking on Martinelli or set chances to do.
Because Merino head no.
No set chances, only on your typical striker.
Yeah. On your striker, Kaza.
So, auntie. And the master has some no. Can you say you'll be to Odigard?
Yeah.
So Odigard any day. No, Trana Kunyan Jenny pass. Or the real Remua. Arsenal quality striker bia. Sama di team moment to finish.
Do the lale ati asem nko dantem.
Oh, say I anopema catch and say
Enfa.
I'm on next season.
Okay. But me what card ni Arsenal double chance.
Okay.
Which na eden there to Bayern for no.
I'm saying
about 5 or 4 injuries. But since that time the good thing is that Bayern for winning games back to back. Dayo Upamecano pra. Kim Jamin ekonya issue. Manuel Oya, Kingsley Coman. Rich, after the last game of combo against, I think Osberg or so. Now, the most important half space player in Jamal Musiala is Wepra. And then, according to Max Ebel, there is no way Jamal gets back and plays against Tima. Your friend Inter, and now possibly he's going to be out for 8 solid weeks. It means that the season has ended for Jamal. Season has ended for Abrantier. And so we check the centre back player, Ito. Omukoto, young player, Ito centre back. Our Germany one of the show with team also be pra. Upamecano a pra. Alfonso Davies a pra. A lot of their players are getting rejected. When you are playing a crucial game against team your friend International Milan, Vincent Kompany said he doesn't want to make the game more about players no more prepare. Which no joke. So Ushe Italian Serie A Libya. Inter able draw over the weekend. He gave an opportunity to Antonio Conte's Napoli to go away to Bologna and then get the win and closing the gap of Inter for Rich. Inter for while they were flying to Germany, no move focus was how much and cost of Bologna Crumono. The starting game no Pinte. Yehu answer Frank André Zomba from Cameroon. Ashe a solo goal. Although that match, they Bologna for and then dominating ball of Vincenzo Italiano on the touchline. Antonio Conte, they know when your touchline man into not to stand in him. It's free. Na Indoye at the kind of pump 1-1. At the dying numbers, a Kakito Bologna for winning match. Then it ended 1-1. It means that still our Italian Serie A, Napoli and Inter, the same points gap between the two. Inter for 68, Napoli 65, and now Commercial. They could have closed in, but opportunity has been missed. Oh, Simeone is arguing about it. And I'll say, in the history of Inter, Ukai Abra Jose Mourinho Diomoji, the first ever Italian treble. I think 2008 or so. Almost one of the teams they beat 10. Yeah. All of the teams they beat. A team of FC by mention. It's almost a good history. So much Bayern will cancel, and as much Bayern in the final, they get to win and they win something. And I think the stars are aligning in favor of International Milan. I think that with Bayern for firepower, I've seen this Inter team go away from home at the Etihad, manage Inter, concede less goals away from home, stay in the game as long as possible, and then get the results. With Bayern 4 injuries, no, yeah, expected second Lima, Eba Kobo at right back, Dyer at centre back on the Kim Jamin, Stanisic, El Honum, Kimmich, Goretzka, Olise, Muller, Zani, any Abrantia friend, Harry Kane, and the leading lines. So for Inter, it is a regular 3-5-2 day, you know, of Bastoni, Abrantia friend, Acerbi, Benjamin Pavard returning to the former team. Jean Sommer is back in post. Federico Di Marco, Henrik Mkhitaryan, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Abrantia friend, Mikel Barella, any Abrantia friend, Mathieu Damien, and up top, Martinez, any Trump, leading lines for them. Why now, Zigarenich?
I was saying that you want him. I'm quite Pedro. No more could be given.
Due to agree that an Inter double chance to be and over.
Yeah.
Because me too, I don't see Inter losing this match.
Okay.
Oh, Allianz Arena there, but I don't see Inter losing the match. Of course, I think. Which and the Champions League matches in 2 pair.
Okay.
But your games in the championship, you can be a boom and the coats and the amount. Say no, so coffee Kestima and no Sporting CP last minute and a Braga 40 and a breaking of 4 hearts. But Ejumano say, oh yeah, check out and boys they say, and if you go again, if you go again, there and the coats on that screen, so first one here 1A91F4AE. Next one here 1A915B D4. Third one here 1A9158C1. And the last 1A91545C. And a code sir, yeah, the marriage. Make 2,000 Ghana cedis and unya go ahead and say me to me change this year. I mean come and